Hi everybody, we're back. This is the HAIBO fitness team and we're here to give you another tutorial. It's called the Lekethe. Lekethe from South Africa, so Amapiano. So what you gotta do, you gotta open your leg, wide open, bigger than your hip. You can lean forward, really forward, this forward, okay? Do not refrain from leaning forward. And then at the same time, you gotta step on your right and give me a hip shake. No, other side, hip push. Very good. And then step and push, step and push, and step left, right, up, step left, right, step left, right, step left, right. So the secret is to really push your hip side to side by being, leaning forward. So push, 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 push. Your leg is slightly bent, not too much, but slightly to be able to walk backwards. Let's do one more time. So, posture, bend your knees a little bit, big opening, 7, 8. Pa, 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 and pa, 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 and pa, 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 pa. Let's do faster. Let's move front because we're going back. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. T, 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 and a T, 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 and a T, 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 T. Have fun with it. A. We need music. 5, 6, slower. Five, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That was the Lekethe from South Africa with your HAIBO fitness team. I hope you enjoyed this step. We loved it so much. And now it's time to say goodbye and see you for the next tutorial. Cheers! Mwah.